Hey everybody, this is Johnny Lang, Gentleman Jim Mills, Fantastic J's, down here at Fantastic J Studios. Everybody, I hope we get through this intro.
Come on, man.
And you know why we're here. That means me and my bestie GJ are about to unleash
our next top 10.
Thank you, Lord. So, GJ.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Okay. So, what are we doing this week for the top 10?
Well, since we're in October, we're going to start it out good. Top 10's FBI's most wanted fugitive. Now,
some nasty suckers on this.
They were pretty bad people. Now,
you guys know that whenever we make a list up, this is a list that is our list. So, you know, this isn't some picked list. We made our own list. Also, we have a little bit of information about it, and here it is, GJ.
Since the FBI list has been involved, there's been 523 people placed on that list.
Wow.
490 of them have been apprehended or located. That's 93.7%.
That's not a bad percentage.
No, that's real good. 162 fugitives have been captured or located as a result of citizen cooperation. Remember that TV show, FBI's Most Wanted, back in the day? That's where they got
that's like guys like us calling in and saying, hey,
I seen him.
I seen that guy. Hey, but you know what? 93, almost 94%, not too damn shabby.
Not shabby at all.
God bless that FBI.
That's a solid A.
They're watching us right now.
Right.
Okay, GJ, give us number 10.
All right, number 10, Alton Coleman. He was number 388 on the list. Coleman and his accomplice, Deborah Brown, went on a 6-state murder spree, killing 8 people and sexually assaulting several children.
Dirty bastards.
Coleman was given the death penalty in 3 states. Brown was given the death penalty in Indiana and was later commuted to life in prison. Coleman was executed in Ohio in 2003. And not soon enough.
He deserved that. Hey, you know what? She got a break. This Brown lady, she should have went down the way to Dodo as long as, it's the same way as Coleman did. But you know what? That's okay. Everybody gets theirs in the end. You know what I'm talking about, GJ.
Yes, we do.
Okay, number 9. And that's Robert William Fisher. He was 475 on the list. Now, he was placed on the list in 2002, GJ. And what he was placed on the list for, allegedly, remember that word, because, man, there's a lot of that going on. Allegedly killing his wife and 2 children. And then, you know what? He blew the damn house up. Okay, so what was happening was basically, and everybody knew it, his wife was divorcing him. When he was a kid, his parents divorced. He didn't want his kids to go through that, so what does he do? I don't get it. I mean, you know, go away somewhere.
Seriously.
You know what I mean? Now, the bad part about this is this guy's still out there. And he's very, very dangerous. You guys better watch out. If you see him, tell him what to do.
Call the local police department and let them know what you believe.
Do not attempt to apprehend.
True that.
All right, good.
Moving on to number 8. James Eddie Diggs. He was number 36 on the list.
He's not still out there running around.
I don't think so. In 1949, Diggs was placed on the list for allegedly killing his wife and 2 sons. He resurfaced a week later and shot a policeman in his face. Diggs was removed from the list in 61 and is presumed dead.
So 49 to 61. We're talking about, well, I mean, why'd they take him off the list? I mean, he still wasn't. Well, they probably had more pressing criminals.
Well, he was probably up there in age in 49. And then 61 came around. And
right, and they probably
figured he was
going the way to Dodo.
Right.
That's one guy. Glad he's going down.
Number 7.
Ralph Dwayne Owen. This guy was 230. Now, the reason this guy's on the list because he and his buddy, Charles Lauren Grave, you got to say Grove. You got to say all 3 names when they're criminals. You know what I mean? So these guys were robbers. That's what they did. And then they went to jail. Then together, they escaped jail. Okay? And then they were on the lam. Now, you know, Owen, he often dressed as a lady You know anything about that?
I see you as a lady all the time.
Have you never dressed as a lady?
I can either confirm or deny that statement.
He did that so he would avoid being caught. Now, he was apprehended a month after his escape, and that's because his old buddy Grove ratted him out. That's rough. I would never rat you out.
Well, thanks, John.
They would have to pull my fingernails out. But anyway, bad part about it is...
Bad part? For him, maybe.
For him, Owen was married 1 week before he was arrested. I guess he wanted to make sure he got it in before he went in.
Number 6. Terrible. William Bradford Bishop Jr. He was 502 on the list. Pretty recent. Bishop has been on the run since 76 for allegedly killing his wife, mother, and 3 sons. He was placed on the list in 2014, then removed in 2018 as he would have been 83 years old.
So this guy commits these murders
in the 70s.
And he's not placed on the list
until 2014.
I don't understand that. And then, I mean, what did they think they were going to do? So you figure if he would be 83 now.
44.
So, I mean, he was in his late 70s.
47 years before they put him on the list.
Right. He's been out there running. Who knows what the heck this guy's been doing? Killed his whole family.
Yeah, serious.
Okay, well, you know what? This is a terrible list.
Well, it's, October, and it's time for this, that season.
Anyway, right now, folks, we're going to take a quick break. You know what we like to do? We like to thank those folks. And you know who they are, because you're one of them. The ones that allow us to do what we love to do. We like to get on here and do these top 10s lists. GJ, what we got?
Hey, Big Joe, take it away.
Hey everybody, it's Big Joe here today with the Fantastic J sponsors. Today's sponsors are, as always, Robbie's Bar and Grill, located in Sparrows Point, Maryland. With specials every day, come on down for a drink or your next meal. Jock City Graphics, located here in Dundalk, Maryland. All our Fantastic J's merch is professionally made right here. And Starlite Coin and Pawn in Edgewood, Maryland, owned and run by our very own GJ. Now, let's get you back to them boys.
Okay, we're back.
And now, we're moving on to number 5.
Yeah.
Ted Bundy. He was number 360 on the list. Placed on the list for kidnapping, rape, and the murder of 30 victims that he confessed to. Now, people believe that there were more.
Many more, yeah.
Right. He escaped prison twice in 77 and was captured for good in 1978. Bundy was sentenced to death for a crime spree that stretched from the far Pacific Northwest to the southeast U.S.
He went right across the whole country, tearing it up.
He was executed.
No.
He was executed by electrocution in 1989 at the age of 42.
Now, here's a guy that was intelligent, educated, good looking, and instead of using that like you do, you handsome bastard, took for good, he used it for pure evil.
Pure evil, yes. Number 4.
Number 4, Adam Christopher Mays. He's number 496, so he's fairly new on the list. He was placed on the list for the murder of Joanne Bain and her daughter. Not only that, GJ, he went ahead and kidnapped Joanne's other 2 daughters. Right, so how this whole thing transpired, he was at the house of the Bains, and they were moving to Arizona. He was trying to supposedly help them move. And what happened was he went ahead and killed those 2 folks and kidnapped 2 children. But what happened was they were on to him, and the cops were moving in on him. And instead of facing the music, he took the coward's way out and shot himself in the head. Now, he did die in the hospital later that week, and not only that, GJ, his wife, Teresa Mays, was charged as an accomplice. Now, the good part, if there's any good part about this whole thing, because this guy seems like a total a-hole.
Nut job.
That the girls that he kidnapped, they made it home safe, and they're adapting fine.
Jimmy Crickets. All right, moving on to number 3. Joseph Francis Bryan Jr., number 189 on the list, the schizophrenic and a pedophile. Brown started at the age of 19 by blinding and sexually assaulting 2 young boys. And in 1964, he struck again, sexually assaulting and blinding 3 more boys. He got life in prison.
This guy, this is one of the guys that should have got the daggone death penalty.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're preying on children and that's how you get your rocks off, you need to be taken out of this sucker real quick. And that's all I got to say, as our good friend Forrest Gump would say about that.
Number 2.
I don't like this list.
Terrible.
Number 2, Alex Flores, 487. This guy is also a fairly recent one on the list. He's a child rapist. He was placed on the list because he allegedly was involved in the kidnapping and strangulation of 5-year-old Ariana De Jesus. This guy has not been captured. He's still out there. And not only that, GJ, according to the FBI, he's armed and dangerous. So what would we like to tell our folks about that?
If you see him, you know anything about him, call your local law enforcement.
Do not try to catch this
Let them
guy.
take care of it.
Just let them know.
Now we're doing an honorable mention. If there is such an unhonorable mention.
How about this? Dishonorable mention.
Dishonorable mention.
Yeah, that's definitely
Right.
dishonorable.
Uh,
But this is the king.
Thomas Holden, number 1.
Numero uno, baby.
First one that was placed on the list. A famous gangster and also a prison escape artist. Holden also committed many robberies in the 20s and 30s. Don't list in the 50s for murdering his... Oh, he was
He's
placed on the list for murdering his wife and 3 brothers in the 1950s. He was finally caught in police on a local golf at the local golf course.
Right, this guy was number 1 on the list. He didn't get on the list for being a gangster. He got on the list for being a dirty murderer.
Right?
And I figured, hey, what a great honorable mention.
It's
a dishonorable mention. The number 1 on the list, the big dog himself. All right, go ahead.
second honorable mention we got going on. Frederick J.
Tenuto.
Number 14 on the list. He again was a like to escape prison in 1950. He escaped Philadelphia County Prison. He was a low-level mobster, an all-around bad guy. He was on the run for over 14 years, was never captured, which was the longest at the time.
Wow, 14 years on the run.
He was removed in 1964 when informers said he was killed and secretly buried.
So he wasn't on the lam. He wasn't on the run. He was in the grave.
He was dead.
Well, you know what? Them guys take care of their own trash.
It is what it is.
Now listen, this one, to me, is pure evil. This is one of the most evil people that ever lived on this planet.
And it would be our number one.
You hit it, GJ.
Osama bin Laden, number 456, founder of the Islamic organization Al-Qaeda, made a terrorist group by most of the world's organizations and countries, responsible for 9/11 and many other murders. But the bright side,
right, always got to be a bright side.
he was killed in 2011 by SEAL Team 6, Special Force Operations.
Took his ass out.
Yep, they buried him in the sea so they couldn't make a martyr out of his body.
That's right. You know what? Thank you for that, because he definitely was no martyr.
No, sir.
GJ,
Yes.
I like when we do happy lists better.
So do I. This was a...
Sometimes you got to get them out here. I'm not saying that I don't enjoy doing it with you, but I don't like these
Yeah,
lists.
this wasn't a fun list.
But we
to
hope
do.
you guys enjoyed it.
Hopefully you like
Informative.
it. Hopefully it was informative to y'all.
Okay, GJ,
Yeah, John.
we're done.
Yes, we're done.
So now that we're done, thank goodness. I hope our next list is better.
It will be.
So GJ, what at this very second
Yeah.
do we want our Jays-a-maniacs? Whoa. Our family out there in YouTube land to do right now?
Fucking ambo. All right, we want you to subscribe to the channel.
Not only that, we want you to either love it or hate it, and that just lets us know how you feel.
Share the video.
Not only that, we want you to make a comment on it. Hey, let us know what you think. Maybe you have a list that we haven't thought of, then you know what, we want to try and do that.
Yeah.
What else, GJ?
And don't forget to hit that bell, because when you hear a ding,
You got to get over there. You know, you got to get to the computer. You got to get to the, what is that, a tablet?
phone.
Phone. Whatever, heck, smoke signals, 2 cups and a string. Whatever you got to do to get to the J's and do everything that FBI's #1 most wanted just told us to do. Okay, so GJ.
Yeah, John.
Nice to see you.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you, folks. What did the Fantastic Jays love to say?
Have a fantastic J kind of day.